All right, so I finally got a second edition of the Whatever podcast, and I had this man over here with me the last time and the only time I did the Whatever podcast. So expect more episodes on the Whatever podcast shortly and soon, hopefully, as I will have another one with my other good friend Evans Daralis, and then another one with Ace Man, as he goes by. So I'm here with Mr. Derek Shapiro, aka the next Quentin Tarantino. That's what I'm labeling this. That's what I'm gonna be titling this next when I publish this to YouTube. That's what I'm calling you, the next Quentin Tarantino on that.
Well, yes, I thank you very much for that. Actually, there's another famous director that's in town right now, right? And I don't know if you're familiar with George Clooney, of course.
Really?
Yeah, he's been around town doing a movie with Ben Affleck. But of course, I'm a little bit more famous than both of them.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know about all that. If we were doing like a FaceTime kind of thing, I'd tell you. Can you say that with a straight face though?
Yes, I can do that. I'm probably more hard working than them. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm gonna have to actually agree with you on that because how many movies would you say you do per year about?
I would at least, I say I do at least about 4 to 5 movies a year.
Yeah,
You know,
which
like last year, I did five of my own. That's including the documentary I came out with. But then if you add Jason J. Tavares's movie, I was featured in because it was no new scene, but he put me in the third installment of Eddie Thurber Part Three. I was featured in that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But but you did a great job in this movie. You did a great job in this movie when you played cousin Jim, right? And you played my cousin Jim to the T, okay? And when I say to the T, you gotta have a cup of coffee with that, you know.
you
but
can. Oh my goodness, you can't go one anything any time you're recording. You can't go one time when you're recording without doing your trademark jokes.
yes, well, this movie is really not a comedy movie, by the way, too. You know, this is a movie that's a family drama. You know what I'm saying? Well, not a family drama, but if you had to classify it, it's not a drama, but it has some humor to it. You know, but it's a nice family movie, and because we all need some hope in the world, you know. And
Yeah,
and the best part of the movie though is my singing, because it gives people hope that they can sing too.
yeah, I yeah, maybe because here's the thing with that. Nowadays, when it comes to music labels,
Yes,
people will get record deals because they have a big following, not really their talent.
exactly. And half these people on radio don't even have any talent anyway.
Yeah, I
You know.
won't disagree with that actually.
But like I did a Billy Joel classic, um, 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 that Billy Joel classic, All About Soul, and when I did All About Soul, it's funny because it's weird because I didn't even know that Carl Judie was going to pass away. Carl Judie from Damian series. Whoever knows the Damian series, he's huge. He's huge, big deal. You know what I'm saying? He was
Yeah.
a big deal. And Carl Judie I taped last year because I thought River plays Jasper Jr. and I play Jasper. There's a lot of J's in this. Jasper Jr. You play Jim. Evans plays James, brother-in-law James, right? And it's just strange because when I was doing All About Soul, I never thought about his soul's gonna live on, but you never think when you act with somebody that might be that might be the last time he acts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, since you brought that up, how does that feel to be that you
I'm sorry.
worked with? Since you brought that up, how does that feel that you worked with a guy that passed away not too far after you recorded with him?
Well, it was my second time that I worked with somebody that that he passed away after the movie. I mean, before the movie came out, because in both my movies back in the day, I put Buddy Cianci, this famous mayor from Rhode Island, and and um, and he passed away before the movies came out. So this is the second time the actor passed away, and it was strange because I had COVID, and I was gonna finish with my COVID, and I called him up because it was because of you. I called him up because you were telling me my views were going up through my Carl Judie interview, right?
Yeah.
And and then I called him. I said, "Carl." Well, he didn't answer the phone, but he called me back. And when he called me back, he didn't sound too good. So I said, "Is everything okay?" He said he had COVID. So I was just saying my interview was doing well, And I texted him one other time too to say, about his interview. And then I just let it be, because I wanted to interview him again because he's in the movie. And Carl, I just followed the social media, found out he was in the hospital, and then found out he passed away February 14th. So the movie Hope is dedicated to Carl Judie. And, I only got to act with him one time and interview him one time, but now we're connected to Dhar Mann through Carl Judie, may God rest his soul and RIP. And it was a pleasure just acting with him through Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Was there any like advice or did he give any helpful tips for you being a director, writer, actor, triple threat talent?
No, yeah, Don Man is really he was not a really a born actor. I mean, he was, I guess, but he was in a service before that, and he did plays, So he just let me direct what I needed to direct. He followed my direction, and we had a little blooper too. But he just had fun with it, and we would, and I think he enjoyed the moment of. I mean, he didn't have a long scene, but we have a deleted scene with him too, and then we have a blooper scene with him. So he's in three parts of the movie. Because I put the bloopers in and the deleted scene in. So it was really a privilege to be acting with him, and I get to act with him. It wasn't in person. I wish it was in person because I want to go out to California soon eventually. But I got to act with him through Facebook, and hey, if you have to act with someone through Facebook, you make it count, and that's what I did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the great thing about like the technology today because that would have been possible in like the 60s.
Yes, I'm telling you. But I'm just proud of this movie. Vinny Bucci plays this guy named Blake. My friend named Blake. Serenity plays Serenity. My cousin Serenity in it. So I don't know if we're all cousins related or she's a cousin. I didn't really, put that out there which part of the cousin she is. But she's been in every movie of mine. Dylan Schneider's been in every movie of mine. I mean, not Dylan Schneider. You're Dylan Schneider. I mean, Vinny Bucci's been in every movie of mine. But you've been in my recent movies, every movie of mine. So thank you, Dylan. Thank you to Evans. Thank you to my son River. And we just did a great job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so for this upcoming movie you have, who would you say are people that you think would enjoy it?
Everybody. No, look, Vinny Bucci is a movie critic. Okay. Not everybody's gonna enjoy everything. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But this movie is geared to everybody. This movie has every race in it, has every nationality in it, has. But this movie wasn't intended to do that, But it just happens, It just has everybody who's anybody, Buddy Love Herring is back doing in this movie. He's been in a lot of my movies since the beginning of when I started in movies in 2013. So I'm very proud of the cast. Daniel Quick Karen Quick, her mother, just had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Karen Quick, and then Stephen Daniel Quick's boyfriend, and then we have my Asia, who's been in my movie. So, I'm very proud of the cast. I'm very proud of the acting that we did through Facebook, and we made a count, and we had fun. That's it. We had fun, and it gives people hope. And hopefully, when the hope comes out, people will enjoy it on April 21st on movieinternetchannel.yolasite.com, movieinternetchannel.go to. Let me do it again. Movieinternetchannel.go to. I can't even say it right. movieinternetchannel.godaddysites.com and movieinternetchannel.yolasite.com and youtube.com. Just type in Hope Movie Derek Shapiro. That's it.
Yeah, you missed off by a day. You could have put it on 420 because
I'm sorry?
you could have put it on 420, and that makes me think of that your coworker from Walmart, the bald guy. He was, and you mentioned one time that when he watches your stuff when he's high, he gets a crack out of it.
Oh, on 420, I know. Oh my God, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yes, I mean, some people would appreciate that, you know. But hey, you can watch it when you're high. You can watch it when you're drunk. You can watch it when you're sober. You can watch it when you whatever. You can watch it when you go in the restroom and pop out your phone.
That'd be an interesting
So
place to watch the movie.
yes, exactly. Hey, it made me go to the bathroom better. Hey, hey, hey. I just want to know how many people watch it during sex.
Okay, not yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't need to go in that direction. And my answer to that question would be zero. I think no one's gonna be watching it during that.
Hey, it gives them hope for the next time they have it.
I don't think that's the appropriate time to be watching that movie.
Well, you never know. It improves their sex life. Oh my God. Anyway, so so hopefully everybody watches the hope and it gives them hope. We all need hope in the world, especially now with everything that's going on in the world. And that's why I want to title Hope. And by the way, Stacey Lewis. I met her in Atlanta. She's been in some of my movies. I met her on POF. Okay, she plays Hope. Back in the day, I met her on Plenty of Fish. We never really dated. We never really worked out, but we remained friends over the years. Been in No Lips, No Teeth. She's been in my Dying movie. So she plays River's mom and my wife in the movie. Stacey Lewis. She lives in Houston now. No, San Antonio. No, she lives in Houston. I'm sorry, she lives in Houston. She moved from Atlanta to Houston. She's originally from Florida, but she's been working on Comcast for forever. So give a shout out to Stacey Lewis, and she's funny. You know what I'm saying? She actually helped me co-host my cable show one time when she came up to Rhode Island, and when I went down to Atlanta, we were at Vinny Bucci's house, so we were doing co-hosting my show from Vinny Bucci's house. So Stacey Lewis plays a terrific Hope, but the funny part is the movie's called Hope, and she doesn't have a big role in it, but she has a significant role in it. So give a shout out to Stacey Lewis as well. So
Yeah, and I was thinking about this the other day when I see you record all of your movies, all your blogs, whatever it may be. How are you able to, since all you're recording it with is your phone? How are you able to get a great angle with what with your limited that's how I should phrase it, with your limited assets when it comes to recording this stuff?
well, I didn't get the best angle of Stacy when I recorded Stacy. It is what it is. But sometimes you don't get the best angle you find out afterwards. But you get, you just have to see for the moment, and if it works out, you aim for the best, and then hopefully it works out, and it did. For most scenes, Vinny Bucci. I know one thing in this movie. There's a motorcycle going. No, someone's on their motorbike over here. Like they're standing on top of it. But yeah, the thing is, I think people is going to appreciate it. I don't have fancy camera equipment. People always say, Derek, get better fancy equipment. Hey, it's gonna come at the time I get better fancy equipment. But you know what? I think people's gonna really enjoy it. People's gonna really say, Derek, that brings us hope for the future. If at least brings one person hope for the future, then I did my job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it brings no one hope, then okay. Well, I think it's gonna bring a lot of people hope, and I think it's gonna do well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you've mentioned Vinny a couple times during this interview, and then I was thinking about it since I hear that he's your most harshest and honest critic. What is the most harsh thing he said about one of your movies?
What's the harshest thing he said about my movies?
Yeah.
The acting. Maybe. He said for one of my sequels, I put too many flashbacks in one of the sequels, and he just says the zombie movie needs to be more scary, and the zombie franchise needs to be more scary, like Horror Night. So he can be harsh, Sometimes it's off the phone. I tell him, don't be so harsh when we're doing the interview. But he does get harsh, and he's been in every movie of mine. So you know what? He has every right to be a critic. And we both know this industry pretty good. So you you don't hit home runs all the time. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
expect that. And I do 4 or 5 movies a year. You're not expected to hit a home run all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And oh, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Trina C. Trina C. I put this in the last minute. Hello, the Adele song. Trina recorded at the Joint in Cranston, Rhode Island. It was a live version. I thought it was a great song for Carl Judie and for the movie too. So I really appreciate Trina C. for letting me use her recording. That it wasn't a studio recording; it was a live at the Joint in Cranston, Rhode Island. And the Hello song by Trina C is really good. I mean, you're in the video too, so you're in the video and I'm in the video, and the song All About Soul. I think it sums up the soundtrack.
Yeah, and another thing about Vinny, I believe it was the Boochcast when he said
Mm-hmm.
this. I believe this was the Boochcast when he was talking about this, and he said something like, "Well, I can actually act in your movies, and most." I'm paraphrasing when I say this, but he said that like he could act on like most of the people in the movie. So what would your response to that be?
Well, you can break it up. I couldn't hear the whole question.
Yeah, so Vin, I believe this was the Boochcast when he said this, but he said something like that. Unlike most of the actors in your movies, he could actually act. So what's your response to that?
That way he can actually act in it.
Like he can act. He's an actual good actor compared to most of the people you cast. So I believe you
Oh,
were on that show when he said that.
well,
What's your response?
it's his opinion, and I'm grateful for his opinion for everything he says, and it counts, and look, you're not gonna get good actors or good actresses, but if they try their best, uh, it will work no matter what, no matter whose opinion, if someone tries their very best to do the role, then it's gonna work. I think it's gonna work 1,000 times good. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Hey, you're not gonna get a good actor in every movie. I think one of the worst actors out there, and I don't know. I just think he's a comedy thing. I don't know. I just think he's not the best actor. And I'll tell you who it is. It's the one that played the Fly. He was in Jurassic Park. It's Goldblum, Jeff Goldblum. Well, like I don't know. I just think his acting is just okay. I don't know how he's a famous star. You know what I'm saying? But Jeff Goldblum, I always said. I mean, no wonder he's the Fly. But
Yeah, and when it comes to casting certain characters, what what's your thought process when, let's say, me for example, you were to give me this role, like I'm the cousin to the main character. What's your thought process when you assign roles to people?
my thought process at the time we have. Sometimes certain people don't have time to do everything. Sometimes we have more time. Sometimes it fits what's going on. You know, do, what do we need to push the story along? What's a good character for you for this movie? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's it all plays along in every movie. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to do the movies in person now through Facebook sometimes. So it all depends on what I'm doing for the certain movie, how long the scene is, how long is that character. But whoever acts in the movie co-owns my movie 110%. You know what I'm saying? I'm along, they're co-owners because if you act, you put your time in it, you're the co-owner for the movie.
all right. And who's someone that hasn't acted in your movies yet, but someone that you would want to be in your movies sometime?
Oof. I really want to get Adela Barnes. I interviewed her a lot. She was in Roseanne. I want to get. I want to act with Ben Stiller. Robert De Niro. I want to get that status. And would that be cool to say? Dylan, guess who's going to be in that movie? Robert De Niro. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be
That'd be a
funny.
privilege. Ben Stiller. Yeah. You know, Queen Latifah. I love to act. I love. I want to get to that status and say Queen Latifah is going to be in that movie someday. You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I've acted with some great people. I just acted with Funkmaster Wiz from Atlanta. Just acted with this Andy Pratt today, filming for my movie next year. So I have some good actors lined up. You know what I'm saying? And just recently acted with who's going to be in a movie next year. He's a character. This Henry Nacho-Lawn. He was in the in the um, in the Wahlburgers reality show. So it's like, oh wow, like he's a character in himself. You know what I'm saying? But acting these different characters. Like I've acted with Billy Costa from Kiss 108 before. I've acted with I've acted with Romero from Hot 969. So I acted with different people and acted with different DJs and it's just a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What was that scene like with Billy Costa?
Billy Costa. Oh, it was when I was doing my movie Walking, and he interviewed my character about, you're gonna have a good walkathon, you know.
And I was thinking about this with because you were I was thinking about this with you with some of these combinations in in your movies with the family tree, and some of this
Yeah.
doesn't add up. Where do you come up with the idea that, like, for example, me and Derek just filmed last week with his son River, and I'm his dad in the movie, River's dad.
Yeah.
When there's a there's a 8 year difference between me and him. So how do you come up with this stuff when it comes to these combinations, like me being Rivers' dad?
Well, the thing is that's funny you say that because when I came up with that, I said, you with your beard and mustache, you look kind of a little older, And these days, you never know what someone could look like. You could look 10 years older. you know. And 10 years older will definitely put you in the mark of the good age to play River's dad, you know. So it wasn't that bad, you know. So I think it's gonna make sense to him. But again, that's not for this movie. That's for next year's movie. But
Yeah.
you did a good job playing River's dad.
Yeah, that's kind of funny you saying that when you're his dad.
Yeah. But you know what? The thing is, sometimes you can't always play his dad because you want to change up the things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And change it up and make it like, okay, this is how it's gonna be. It's gonna be a little different.
And what what movie would you say that is very close or is the closest your life to your life experiences?
Um. Oh, that's a good question. Oh, maybe New England coming up in the summertime, my New England movie, or maybe Hope. Because you know I'm the father of River. River plays Jasper Jr. So I think in a way every character has a similarity to me. Maybe sometimes it's far fetched, but in every kind of way, it's like every character is an offspring of me. So like they're my children. So in a way, like all movies relate, but sometimes they're more far fetched than others. But I would say Hope, maybe New England because me and River go on a trip. That's the movie come out in the summertime. But you know, I just maybe also oh yeah, maybe those two movies. Maybe my first movie I did, The Case of the Radio Show host. I don't know. I played Danny Libby, and even though he went to amnesia, he was a radio host in the movie. You know. So you know, I don't know. I have a little bit of me in every kind of movie. You know what I'm saying?
Since you say that, I'm curious what you have to say. In what way does Chucky Seymour? First off,
Yes.
before I finish out the question, for anybody that doesn't know who Chucky Seymour is, from my audience, just do the voice for a quick second.
Takeshima, how you doing? I'm glad to be here, Dylan.
Yeah, aka Derek. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
he always does that when he's trolling around doing the Chucky Seymour voice. He'll be like, "What are you talking about? Those are two people." But
It is. Chucky happened to be here today. He's
yeah,
helping me promote.
yeah. But to finish the question, what in Chucky Seymour and in your horror movie character Rottweiler, what do they have that you have in common?
Now, Rottweiler, I don't know. Rottweiler could be my mean side, you know. Oh, wait, hold on. This is Rottweiler. You asked the killer questions. Hi, I'm back.
You think that's gonna work with the police if you were to do a crime?
That's a good question. That's a very good
If you
question.
were the shoplift, do you think that they would be buying that? No, it wasn't me, Derek Shapiro. It was Chucky Seymour, though.
I get it buying it. They're not buying it because they stole it. It's a shoplift.
Yes. So, so what would you say about Chucky? Is is something that you have in common with them?
Um, I think sometimes we're both misunderstood.
Okay, that's a good that's a good one right there because I feel that that's pretty accurate.
Yes. Definitely accurate. Yes.
In what way is Chucky misunderstood? In what way are you misunderstood?
Oh, that's a good question. I think people don't realize the goodness in Chucky sometimes. they look at it as no lips, no teeth. And me, I just think that they look at me as sometimes just a. I don't know. Me, I'm misunderstood because sometimes they mistaken. Sometimes if I get mad or like in my personal life or the thing I have a temper tantrum, but it's not really not that. I react to how people treat me sometimes. This isn't a I mean, I really don't. I mean, I don't have a bad life, but sometimes in the past, how people treat me, I get I have a reaction. Everybody has a reaction, And then this thing is a temper tantrum. But it's not a temper tantrum. It's sometimes when people make you mad. Sometimes, hello, you're gonna get upset to yourself.
True.
You know. But they call it a temper tantrum. Well, hello, then act right. You know what I'm saying? You know. So I think I'm misunderstood that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so this is gonna be the last question. I mentioned this at the beginning. That I'm gonna title this the next Quentin Tarantino. But who is the director you say you are closest to, style
Ooh,
wise?
ooh, oh. I I really don't compete with any other directors. I really say myself. I have to say that I try not to compete with anybody else. They do their own work. So I just respect a lot of the other directors, even the director who I have fallen out with, who's my fellow actor. I would compare myself to him back in the day because we do independent movies, but not even him anymore. I just think that I compete with myself, and every other director is good in their own right. So I hate to compare myself with any other director but me. Because even if you started directing your own film, Dylan, you have your own special talent. Like George Clooney, he has his own special talent. Ben Stiller's a director too. He has his own talent. But you know what? Someone who does acting and directing at the same time, I'm like in that category. But sometimes there's just directors like Steven Spielberg. But then there are actors and directors like Ben Stiller, who's an actor and director. George Clooney, who's an actor and director. Ben Affleck actually directed the film too. He's an actor and a director. Barbara Streisand, she's an actress and a director. So I think, especially being an actor, and you know what? Sometimes being in other people's films that you're not directing, which I haven't been in other people's films in a while, but sometimes when you get direction from another person, it's refreshing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I haven't been in a, I'm just waiting for you to do a movie so I can just step back and direct it. The day you say, Derek, I have a movie, I'm gonna direct it, you can just act. I would say, okay, I'm just gonna sit back and just act, and but like I love it when I'm directed by other people. You know what I'm saying? Um, but it's more challenging to act and direct. Say cut action. And you're doing a movie yourself. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people do that. Yes. So.
If that were to happen with me being the director and you're acting it, it would be. It's not gonna be for a movie, most likely. It would probably be for a short little skit I do on my channel. That would probably
Yes.
be it.
Yes, that would be cool.
Yeah, so do you have any last things to say? Any more shout outs? Any more promo to do?
Um, let's see. I just want to give a shout out to you and your family and my family. Like your family are the one that supports you through the bad and the good. And my parents watch my movies. They're one of my secret fans. you know, um, and I just think that our family supports us very good. You know what I'm saying? So I just give a shout out to our family. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's so true. Everything you just said. So this is gonna be it for the second episode of the Whatever podcast. And I'd like to thank Derek Shapiro, aka the next Quentin Tarantino, for coming on to my podcast. And do you like the sound of this? Derek, uh, Derek Tarantino Shapiro.
Yes, yes.
All right,
Yeah,
so
Derek Shapiro, Tarantino. Well, if Tarantino has any single daughters or single cousins,
you could, you almost, we were almost done, and you had to slip that in there about women every time. The last two, for the people watching out there, the last 2 days since I do elderly care, and this dude brings up the fact, ooh, are they good looking though? No, they're not good looking because, sorry, it's just the truth when I say this, but the women I work for are
yes.
washed up looks wise.
I'm telling you. Hey, let me ask you one question though. I gotta ask you a question. Have you found any Viagra in any of your clients' homes?
Oh my, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't find Viagra, but I actually saw a porno at one of my clients' houses. I swear to you, it was on her bed.
Did you watch it with her?
Oh yeah, right. What kind of question is that?
And one thing, Garner always says to me, he was in my movie Homeless Man. He always says, "When am I going to make my first porno?" Well,
Oh my goodness.
that's a good question.
Oh no.
Not anytime soon, okay? But anyway, thank you very much, Dylan, for having me on your podcast again. And I love you. I'm so glad to hear your podcast on the Derek Shapiro Show.com in 90s, 2000s, 2010s, todayRadioTV.com. I'm so glad to have your podcast on my network, you know?
Yeah, and I appreciate you for putting it on there. It gives me another platform. And that's the thing about, I'm going to be a little sentimental for a second. That's the thing about Derek. He's the kind of guy that likes to see his friends eat with him.
Yes. Yeah, I feel that you have to bring your friends along, and like Serenity keeps me bringing her along, and I've been friends with Serenity for a long time, and I've been friends with her since high school. So I never forget where I come from. I never forget what I'm doing. I might be a little out there sometimes,
That's an
but you know what?
understatement.
I never forget where I'm coming from,
Yeah.
and you got to remember who your friends are, because your friends will keep you grounded at the end of the day. I mean, at the end of the day, when I saw you the other day too, we weren't talking about movies or radio. We were talking about a fire we saw, you know. So
Yeah,
we can actually be friends off from radio and off from movies, and that's your true friends too. At the end of the day, you know.
exactly.
Yes. Well, thank you, Dylan.
Yeah, thank you for showing up here. And let's say this together, since this is my mantra that you've known me from. Whatever. On the count of three, we'll say whatever together.
Okay, one,
Two,
three.
whatever.
Whatever.